Hello everyone. So today we have a requested character, a character that was voted on and a lot of you decided Clock King was the way to go. Now the Clock King is the name of actually three different supervillains that appear in DC Comics. Now the first Clock King debuts in World's Finest Comics number 111 of August 1960 and was created by France Heron and Lee Elias. Now, originally, the Clock King was an enemy of the Green Arrow. In some iterations, he wears a clock mask, a cape, a blue suit with clock drawings on it even. The Clock King, for all intents and purposes, is a master planner and sometimes uses clock-themed gadgetry against his opponents. Now, the Clock King is actually a little better known for his appearances in Justice League International and Suicide Squad. Now, the William Tachman version of the Clock King spends his early years taking care of his invalid sister. Eventually, he finds out from a doctor's visit that he himself only has 6 months to live. Now, this causes him to despair for his sister's future. He watches the timing of local banks so that he can rob the vault, hoping that that money would provide for his sister after he was gone. Now, he would have pulled this caper off completely and successfully had he not tripped a silent alarm and been caught by Green Arrow. Now, sadly, while he's incarcerated, his sister dies alone. In a further and hideous, worse irony, Tachman discovers that he really is not terminally ill. His doctor had actually accidentally switched his papers with those of another patient. Now this infuriates him and he escapes, later futilely attempting revenge on both Green Arrow and the incompetent doctor. Now, in combination with several other villains, the Clock King becomes a member of the Injustice League, which is a team of out-of-luck supervillains who, when banding together, become even less successful than they have been in their individual careers. Now, the Injustice League is defeated time and time again by the Justice League International, at least when they are not making laughingstocks of themselves. Now, trying to reform, the members later become the core of the eloquently laughable hero team, Justice League Antarctica. Now, like his compatriots, Clock King becomes an ardent supporter of Maxwell Lord, partially due to the fact that he's the only one willing to hire them. His group even guards Lord when he's incapacitated by a bullet wound. The villains again later reunite as the Justice League as henchmen of Sonar. Now later on, the Clock King leads his own separate team of villains on a mission. They consist of Radiant, Sharpie, Acedia, and Crackle. They are not as well organized as even the Injustice League. For example, Crackle still lives with his mother and they have to take the bus to their flight. It takes place at a Metropolis toy store, and they end up fighting one of the many incarnations of the Teen Titans, the heroes Booster Gold and Firehawk, and DEO agent Cameron Chase. An unclear super effect from Chase ultimately neutralizes Clock King's team, and they're all imprisoned. Now, Clock King, however, himself escapes on another bus. Now, later on, Clock King and his Injustice League friends are transformed into the new Suicide Squad. They're sent to a remote research facility where a genetic monstrosity is holding its creator hostage. Its main defenses are spawned, quote-unquote, children that could potentially explode. Now, during the mission, most of the team are seemingly unalived, including Clock King, who is shot repeatedly in a retreat attempt. Now, he is seen alive after his brutal wounds, but in the end, Major Disaster believes that he's the only one who survives. Now, we don't see Clock King for a long period of time after Infinite Crisis, and in an issue of 52, one character decides to unalive all the time travelers, and mentions someone, quote, ending up like Time Commander and Clock Queen. Now, as far as powers and abilities go with this character, the very first Clock King has no metahuman powers or abilities whatsoever, although he is athletic and extraordinarily smart. He even extensively uses clock and time related gimmicks to a devastating effect. Now, the Clock King can see a second or so, or several seconds into the future, allowing him to anticipate an opponent's every move. He is also a technological genius, creating devices such as teleporters, communication jamming equipment, and even anti-gravity platform, all modeled after timepieces. This is what we know of the William Tachman version of the Clock King. We think this character is pretty neat. We like that there's a lot of different variations over the years. However, this character has had some very liberal artists and taken them in totally weird directions, but we like it. The idea of a character wearing clocks on his face and all over his body in a suit, it is funny. It's a great character. We want to see more of him. As always, you guys have a wonderful night, a good morning, a good evening, whichever. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really do appreciate that. Also, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think of this video, as well as write in maybe a character that you would like to talk about, and we might actually pick that one up and put it on this channel for you to watch. As always, Excelsior.